Good morning, Sarah. Thanks for meeting with me. I wanted to start planning the official company holiday schedule for next year. It's good to get this done early so everyone can make their own plans.
I completely agree, Mark. An early schedule helps everyone, both for work projects and for personal travel. I have the national holiday calendar right here. Where should we begin?
Let's start with the end of the year, as that's often the most complicated period. I'm talking about Christmas and New Year's. Last year, we were open between Christmas and New Year's, and it was very quiet.
Yes, it was. Very few employees were in the office, and most of our clients were closed as well. It didn't feel very productive. Maybe we should consider a different approach this time.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Having a clear policy would be much better than people guessing if they should come to work or use their vacation days.
So, what is your suggestion for the Christmas and New Year's period? Are you thinking about closing the office completely for a few days?
I am. I was thinking we could close the office entirely from December 24th through to the first working day after January 1st. This would give everyone a solid, uninterrupted break of about 10 days, depending on how the weekend falls.
A full closure for that entire period sounds wonderful for the staff. It would really allow everyone to relax and recharge. It would also save on office running costs like heating and electricity during a time when very little work gets done anyway.
My thoughts exactly. We can announce this far in advance. That way, project managers can plan their deadlines around this closure. It creates a clear break for the whole company.
That's a very positive change. I think the employees will really appreciate it. It shows that the company values their personal time.
Now, we need to think about any potential problems. What do we do if a client has an emergency during that time? We can't just be completely unavailable.
That's a very important point. We can set up an emergency contact system. We could have 1 or 2 people on call for very urgent issues. They would receive extra pay or time off in return for being available.
An on-call rotation is a great idea. It provides a safety net for our clients without requiring everyone to be checking their email. We would need to define what counts as a real emergency.
Yes, we should set clear guidelines. It would be for critical system failures or major problems, not for regular questions. We need to communicate this plan to our clients in early December so they know what to expect and who to contact.
Excellent. So, we close the office, but we have a designated emergency contact person. I think that balances the needs of our employees and our clients perfectly.
Okay, let's move on to the spring holidays. Looking at the calendar for Austria, we have several public holidays then. First, there's Easter. We have Good Friday and Easter Monday.
Correct. Those are standard national holidays, so the office will be closed on both of those days. That gives everyone a nice 4-day weekend to start the spring season. There is nothing to change there.
Agreed. After Easter, we have a few holidays in May and June. There is Labor Day on May 1st. Then we have Ascension Day, which is always on a Thursday.
Right. And then there is Whit Monday, also known as Pentecost Monday. These are all official days off, so the office will be closed. The one I want to discuss is Ascension Day. Since it's a Thursday, what do we do about that Friday?
Ah, the Bridge Day, or as we say in Austria, a Fenstertag. It's a common question. Many people will want to take that Friday off to have another 4-day weekend.
Exactly. So, do we make a company policy for that bridge day? Should we close the entire company on that Friday after Ascension Day? Or should we let employees decide if they want to use a vacation day?
This is a tricky one. If we close the company, it uses up one of everyone's vacation days automatically. Some people might prefer to save their days for a longer summer holiday. They might want to work on that Friday.
That's a fair point. Forcing a closure might not be popular with everyone. However, if only a few people come to work, the office might be very empty and not very productive, just like at Christmas.
How about we offer a choice? We can send out a survey to see how many people would prefer to work and how many would take the day off. If more than 80% of people want the day off, maybe it makes sense to close.
A survey is a good, democratic way to decide. It makes employees feel included in the decision. Let's plan to send that out a few months before. That gives us time to analyze the results and make a final call.
Perfect. Now, let's look at the second half of the year before we get to Christmas again. In the summer, we have Assumption Day on August 15th. That is a national holiday.
Yes, it is. It often falls in the middle of the week. This year, it's a Thursday, so we will have the same Bridge Day question for that Friday, August 16th. We can use the same survey method to decide what to do.
Good idea. Consistency in our approach is important. Then, moving into autumn, we have the Austrian National Day on October 26th. And after that, All Saints' Day on November 1st.
Right. Both are official public holidays, so the office will be closed. November 1st is a Friday this year, so that automatically creates a long weekend for everyone without any need for a bridge day.
That's convenient. So, the main public holidays are covered. The key decisions are the full Christmas closure and how we handle the bridge days in May and August.
Once we have made the final decisions based on the survey, we need to communicate the entire holiday schedule to all employees. How should we do that?
I think we should create a very clear one-page document. It should be visual and easy to read. We can list all the dates when the office is officially closed. We can use a calendar format.
A visual calendar is a great idea. We should also include a short text explaining the decisions, especially the new policy for the Christmas closure and the plan for the bridge days.
Yes, a little bit of explanation helps people understand the reasons behind the changes. We can send this out as a company-wide email. We should also upload the document to our company intranet, so it's always easy for people to find.
We should also ask all team managers to discuss the schedule in their team meetings. This makes sure that everyone sees it and has a chance to ask questions directly. Communication is very important here.
Speaking of questions, we should also clarify the policy for requesting personal vacation time around these holidays. For example, some people might want to take extra days before or after Easter.
That's a good point. We need to remind everyone of the standard procedure for booking vacation. They need to coordinate with their managers and their teams to ensure we always have enough people working.
We should probably set a deadline for holiday requests for popular periods, like the summer months. For example, all requests for July and August should be submitted by the end of April. This helps managers plan better.
A deadline is a smart idea. It prevents last-minute problems and ensures fairness. We can add a section in our announcement email that reminds everyone about the vacation request process and the new deadlines.
This will help us avoid situations where too many people from one team are on holiday at the same time. It's all about planning and coordination.
I think this new schedule will be very good for employee morale. The long Christmas break is a significant benefit. Is there anything else we can do related to the holidays to make the work environment even better?
Well, we could think about bringing back the company holiday party. We haven't had one for a couple of years. It could be a nice way to celebrate together before the Christmas break begins.
I love that idea. A relaxed event where people can socialize would be fantastic. We could hold it in the last week before the closure. It would be a great way to end the year on a positive note.
We could also do something small for another holiday. Maybe a team breakfast before the Easter long weekend. Just a small gesture to show appreciation for everyone's hard work.
A team breakfast sounds nice and is not too expensive. These small things can make a big difference in how people feel about their workplace. I'll add these ideas to my notes to discuss with the management team.
So let's summarize the plan. We will close the office from December 24th until after New Year's Day with an on-call system for emergencies. All national holidays like Easter, National Day, and so on are days off.
Correct. For the bridge days in May and August, we will send a survey to employees to decide whether we close the office or stay open. The results of that will determine the final plan for those 2 days.
And we will communicate this entire schedule through a clear visual calendar sent by email, posted on the intranet, and discussed in team meetings. We'll also remind everyone about the vacation request procedures and deadlines.
Exactly. My next step will be to write up this proposal in a formal document. I'll create the draft for the survey and the announcement email. Can I send them to you for your feedback by the end of this week?
Of course. That sounds like a perfect plan. I think this will be a very positive and well-received holiday schedule. Thank you for leading this discussion, Mark.